Welcome, Beverly High School football fans, to the BevCam Sports Network. And we are here at Herd Stadium for this meeting between the hometown Beverly Panthers and the visiting Peabody Tanners. Both teams are 3-3 on the season. This is Walt Kosmowski. I'll be doing the play-by-play. And my cohort here, Bob Hobbs, will be giving you the color during the game. Bob?
Pithy words of wisdom from the color.
It is a kind of a overcast, sunny, kind of the clouds roll in, then they roll out. But it's a nice, warm day in the mid-60s today, so it'll be a good day for football here. And Beverly comes off of a very, very exciting win over Danvers last week. How, Bob? 19-13 away.
Yeah, pull it off within the last minute. Great win for this Beverly Panthers team. And in fact, both of these teams are coming off of 1-3 starts, and they're 3-3. And I think this is going to be a very exciting game because both teams, I think it's a very strong matchup here. I think they're very evenly matched. The winner of this will, I think, if you can understand the MIAA new playoff rules, will become
and I think what
playoff contender.
What we're looking at here is this is the fourth quarter of the game between us and Danvers, and this is where the back muffed the ball, but it was picked up by another man, and he ran it back all the way for a touchdown. And this is Beverly in the fourth quarter with about 2 minutes left in the game. This is a pass to McAlpine, and McAlpine takes it all the way down to about the 21-yard line. And here's the winning pass to Duncan Moreland, and that was it with 24 seconds left in the game. Beverly put together a fourth quarter drive with, as I say, about 2 minutes left and drove all the way down. And we have the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll break here for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sorry, the Star Spangled Banner.
As Veterans Day approaches, we want to take a moment to recognize these veterans from our local community who answered the call to serve our country and defend our Constitution. Now join us as we recognize those men and women who selflessly served our country. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
And just before the Star Spangled Banner, we had past members, veterans of our military on the field. So as the band comes off the field, we will have the captains of the teams go out for the coin toss, Bob. And for Beverly, we have Pat Parsons, number 5, Clayton McAlpine, number 12, and Bobby Adams, number 85. And as soon as I get a look-see at the 10 or the Peabody players, I will give you their names as well. Both teams are 3-3, Bob, and we both beat common opponents, Malden and Somerville. Beverly has beat Malden, Somerville, and last week in a very dramatic finish to a game, Danvers, and Peabody has beat Malden, Somerville, and Masconomet. And we lost to Marblehead, Gloucester, and Lynn English, and Peabody lost to Marblehead as well. They lost to Danvers, who we beat, and they also lost to Revere. So that's how both teams stack up with their 3-3 records.
Well, interestingly, Beverly is 0-3 here at home. They've won the 3 games on the road, but they have lost to some very, very good teams, 3 of the best teams in the conference in Marblehead, Lynn English, and Gloucester. And to tell you the truth, I think they are a team that seems to be getting their wheels underneath them now, and they're coming on. Well, I suppose as Peabody is also. Both teams, as I said, were 1-3, and have now improved to the point where they're 3-3 and playing for possibly a playoff spot in the conference playoffs. I think the winner will definitely be.
So for the captains for Peabody, I see out there is Jake Souza, number 38, Abe Caba, 52, Chris Glass, number 53, and Michael Locke, number 77. And I apologize to any of the Peabody fans ahead of time if I mispronounce these names. Some of these names I'm just seeing for the first time on my roster list. So it looks like Beverly will be receiving the kickoff to start play here. And the captains are shaking hands in the middle of the field. And as they return to the respective teams, I'm sure both teams seem to be sky high for this game. Both teams want this desperately because it's going to make a big difference, or perhaps a big difference in the final standings and the playoff picture at the end of the year, Bob.
Yes, and I think that I'm glad that Beverly is getting the ball first. Although both teams seem to have found their defensive legs in their last 2 games, and they're playing much tighter games. I'm sure that Peabody wants to set a defensive tempo right here, and Beverly, I think it's very important that they move the ball off of the kickoff.
Yeah.
At least a couple of first downs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Bob. Yeah, and I think in those games where they've gotten off to a quick start, they've eventually won. So. They've had a couple of games here where they were like 2 different teams. The first couple of games of the season, it was like watching 2 different teams, first half and second half. I know against the game in Gloucester, I think they had 0 yards, 0 first downs, and maybe 6 yards in the whole half. So, and I think that the team Ryan Baror at quarterback has just gotten better and better, both with his passing ability and his ability to run. And Clayton McAlpine has shown us sometimes he can't get to the edge, but when he does get to the edge, he's been able to turn on the afterburners, and in plowing through the middle, he's shown on some runs where he's just literally dragged the opponents 4, 5, 6 yards, 3, 4 people down the field. So for Beverly, looks like Ryan Baror, the quarterback, and Duncan Moreland, who is Ryan's best favorite receiver, and he should be, are standing at their own 5-yard line. And I can see who the kicker here is for Peabody. And it's a short kick, and it's taken at about the 10-yard line by Duncan Moreland. And he cuts upfield, and he leaps up and leaps right into the hands of the defensive man. And the ball will be placed about the 25-yard line, where Beverly will take over 1st and 10 for the first possession of this game.
Yeah, I was a little nervous when I saw the quarterback and their best receiver back receiving the kickoff. You wouldn't want to see either one of these guys injured in any way. And
Beverly
Duncan
will
Mullen
start out first and 10
jumped
from
right
their
at the end of that, which is
25-yard line.
usually not a good thing to do. So anyway, they've got decent field position, and it's going to be important that they move the ball here.
Well, I just saw Duncan Moreland run off the field here, so he's not in the lineup right now. They've got Clayton McAlpine and Andrew Avila behind and there it's a counter play with and he's dropped for a loss, about a 2-yard loss. And that was Avila dropped. That was a counter play there, fake up the middle in the counter, and that went for about a 2-yard loss. So it'll be second down and 12 for Beverly at their own 23-yard line, let's call it.
Second down and
Peabody's
12.
defense was able to get to the ball very quickly. Probably took a little longer to get the play in motion than Beverly wanted. They don't want to let Peabody get too
and there's a give to
defensively something.
Oh, and that was Clayton McAlpine. He got back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 10. He looked like he had a little hole there,
he did.
And he started to cut upfield, but the defensive man grabbed him below the ankles and dragged him down. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Looks like a passing situation here for Beverly. We'll see what happens. So Barrow is giving his team the signals, and they come out to the ball. We got Danny Morency wide right. I can't see on the other side. It is a passing play. And there it is to Danny. Oh, it's way overthrown. But he did have a step. No, that was Clayton. I'm sorry, that was Ryan Duncan Moreland down the right sideline, but the ball was overthrown. He had beaten his man.
He did. He had a step and a half on him, and if the ball had been, it would have been had to be perfect pass, but he would have made a long gain out of that, possibly a touchdown. He was definitely behind the defensive man.
Yeah. So Beverly will be forced to kick, and back. The Peabody receivers are back around their 35, 40-yard line. And there's the kick, and it's a low, squibbling kick, and it's picked up at the 40 and up to the 43. So Peabody will take over with very good field position here for the first possession of the game at their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10. 9 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Caluso on the return for Peabody. Tackled by Mike Adams.
I'll try to give you
that was great coverage by Mike Adams on that.
Mike Anderson on the tackle for Beverly.
So let's see what the Beverly defense can do here against this Tanner team. So in the shotgun position, I see the quarterback is at and it's a give right up the middle for about a good 6-yard, 7-yard gain there. And the quarterback looks like number 10, Matt Jandrushevich. Matt Jandrushevich, and they come up the ball very quickly. And Jandrushevich barks, and he gives again, and he was stopped that time. He maybe a yard gain for
Tackle by
3rd down and 3 for and the quarterback.
It's a long 3. It's almost 4.
Yeah.
So that makes it for a kind of a testy 3rd down.
Yeah. So Jandrushevich back consulting with his coach, and he lines up in the shotgun position. They have 3 wideouts to the right and 1 to the left, and 1 back. Angel Paulino with the quarterback, and he drops back, and he's got plenty of time, and it's covered very well by Beverly.
That was close.
That was close to an interference, but that was Marge Malumba. But the referees did not throw a flag. It was very close to me.
It was good, no flag. I really thought there might be one.
So it looks like Peabody is lining up for a punt, but again, they're right at midfield, so I wouldn't put it past them to try a fake punt here. Oh, now there's a whistle. Looks like there's maybe too many men on the field for Peabody. No, what's going on? No, it's a timeout. Timeout, Peabody. It looked like they had a little bit of confusion there before the snap, Bob.
I think they were short a player. I think they didn't have
Oh,
enough.
maybe they didn't have enough players. Okay, yeah. That may have been the reason for that. And so if I can see the number on the punter here, I can't see standing sideways to me, but when I can identify him, I will. A long count, and there's a snap, and it's a kick, and it's a high kick, and it's taken by Beverly. And up the middle looked like Moreland. And no, that was Danny Morency, number 3. So he brings the ball up to about the 37, between the 37 38-yard line for Beverly. So
Nice run back.
on that exchange of punts, Beverly gained about 12 yards. So I don't know if that's in their game plan or not.
But it works. Anyway, we'll take the 12 yards any way you can get it.
So Beverly will take over again for their second possession here. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. And they've got Marge Malumba in the backfield with Clayton McAlpine, Ryan Brewer calling. And it's given to Marge Malumba, and he's fighting. And he's standing up in big pile. He still hasn't gone down. And he did gain about 5 yards on that. He just wouldn't go down. Huh, Bob?
Yeah, and he's got a point with the referee there. He took a pretty good push after the whistle there. And I could see him trying to make his point. The official was unfazed by it all, but he was right.
5-yard gain. Second down and 5.
They've got Duncan Moreland and Pat Parsons here wide to the right. And, whoops, it might be a penalty here. Looks like Beverly maybe motion penalty. Yeah, illegal motion on Beverly, so it'll be a 2nd and 10 now. That's a shame on that.
I did not see it. I was watching the defensive backfield, and I didn't see the penalty.
Yeah. So Beverly will line up again with a 2nd and 10. Actually, where the ball spot's about a 2nd and 9.
Gonna bring up second down and 10.
So we got Duncan Moreland wide to the right, and Parsons and Marge Malumba on the left. And there's a pass to Duncan Moreland, and he gets it, and it's a very, very close to the first down.
Ryan Barrow pass is complete to Duncan Moreland.
And I think the referee's showing first down, so it'll be a 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. And
10-yard completion is good.
That was a very quick hitter there. Duncan Moreland just ran out and stopped. The ball was on its way there. So
it looked like he was on his knees, but I couldn't see he was behind the row of Beverly players.
Parsons and it's a give to Marge Malumba, and he breaks through, and he's spinning down about a 7 or 8 yard gain down very close to the 45-yard line of Peabody.
Marge Malumba, the ball carry.
So that was about a 6-yard gain there for Malumba.
He is tough to bring down.
Yeah, he's a big guy there. He's only a junior, so he'll be around next year, Bob.
He runs a little straight up. If he bends over a little bit more,
yeah.
I think he'll be even more fearsome.
Now they got Malumba flanked out wide to the right with Pat Parsons in the slot. Ooh. And it's a quick give to McAlpine, and he's fighting to get that first down. We'll see where the referees mark the ball to see whether they give him the first down or not. It's very close, about a half a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and about a yard at about the 43-yard line of the Tanners.
Yeah, the Tanners had a couple of guys jumped a little bit before the snap, but they were able to get back before the ball was snapped.
So the Beverly shows 2 wideouts to the left, and it's a give to Marge Malumba, and he gets through, and he breaks over the 40-yard line down to about the 38. He saw that defender coming up, and he just launched himself into them to get that extra yard. Huh, Bob?
Yep. The Jimmy Brown effect.
Yeah, I'd hate to have Marge Malumba coming airborne down on me. Yeah. Yeah, he's about 6'1", 190 pounds.
I think I just say, if you want to go that badly, man, don't let me get in your way.
Yeah. And it's a give to Malumba again, and he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Malumba, the ball carrier.
That time he had Clayton McAlpine leading him into the hole, but the Peabody defense just had that one all figured out. So they give him maybe half a yard on that. So it'll be second down. Let's call it second down
20-yard
and
gain
9.
brings up second down and 9.
And they've got Adams here at center, number 75, is the younger brother of Bobby Adams. And there's Ryan Baror, and he fakes the hand on it, and it's a sweep around the left end for Ryan Baror, and he's got a running room there. He's got a lane, and he's down to about the 15, within the 15-yard line. Looks like about the 12-yard line. Very nice fake into the middle by Ryan Baror. And he sold that one very well and ran around the left end, naked reverse there. So
a perfect call for the situation.
Yep.
The thrust through the middle of the line had Peabody was starting to sniff them out pretty good. Both quarterbacks very, very good on their feet. So this could be a game for where you have to keep maybe put a spy on the quarterback, because they both can run and pile up yards.
First and 10 at about the 12-yard line. Beverly still can get a first down, and it's a quick handoff to the back, and no going there. That's Clayton McAlpine. So what do? They give him maybe a yard. Well, they're not moving no, I guess not. Well, maybe a yard. So it'll be second down and 9. As I mentioned, Beverly still can get a first down at about the 3-yard line, actually, between the 2 and the 3. So.
But they're not going to do it with those rushes up the middle. They're not getting enough push.
So they've got.
They got to mix it up a little bit more than they have done.
Moreland and Parsons outflanked to the right, and there's a pass. Oh, and it's intercepted by Peabody. The ball was tipped and intercepted, and the running back, and he's down at about the 37-yard line. That ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and alertly picked off by the Tanners. Boy, that's a stab in the heart there for Beverly. They were moving the ball so very well, and the ball was tipped, and so Peabody will take over.
Heads up play by the defensive lineman for Peabody. He just threw his hands up in the air, and he tipped it, and the ball just was floating there. In fact, the only person that could have caught it was the Peabody defense.
So Matt Yandrushevich, their quarterback, and they've got it first and 10 at their own 38-yard line. They've got 2 men wide. No, they've got a man in motion to the. Oh, and it's a fumble, and it's number 41, Angel Paulino. Their back jumped on it. The ball looked like the man in motion. Looked like it might have brushed the ball when it was snapped. Might have brushed against the man in motion, and the quarterback couldn't get a handle on it, and it fell to the ground. And alertly, Paulino jumped on the ball.
I too thought something went wrong because the man in motion stopped and looked back like maybe he was supposed to get the ball.
Yeah, that was. But anyway, that's the loss of about 4. The ball's back on the 34-yard line. They have to get down to their 48. And number 2 is in motion. Yes. They give to number 2, and he cuts back, and the gain may be about to the original line of scrimmage. Number 2 was in motion to the right, and the quarterback, Andrew Savage, handed the ball off.
Tackled by Merge Malumba.
So not quite. So it's 3rd and about 11. No, 3rd and 10. Yeah, they're back to about the original line of scrimmage, so we'll see what happens here. So far, it's been
3rd down and 11 for Peabody.
And they have number 9, Dylan Peluso, out on the left, and they have 3 wide receivers on the right side. Andrushevich back to pass, and he's throwing, and it's overthrown. It was over the head of number 9. Dylan Peluso, so it'll be a 4th down again for the Peabody Tanners, so they'll be forced to kick. And back will be Dan Morency and Pat Parsons, number 3 and number 5. They'll be down around their 30-yard line and kicking it from about the 25 for Peabody. Again, I can't see the number. He's kicking from about his own 25-yard line. And there's the snap. It's a low snap, but he gets the ball, and it was almost pick off. Yeah. And it's taken by Pat Parsons. It looks like he's got some running room around the right, and he cuts back, and he fights down to about the 42, 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. That was a very good punt there. Big, high floater that allowed the Peabody defense to get under the ball, but
Peabody's punter has a very awkward style of punting. They tell you not to do this when you play. He throws the ball up in the air and then kicks it instead of just dropping it.
Mm-hmm.
He got away with two. He's going to get one of these blocked if he continues to do that.
So Beverly comes to the ball. They have the ball on their own 42-yard line, and they got a very tight set here. And they give it to McAlpine, and he bounces off one guy, two guys, three. He fights for about 3 yards. He bounced off of the first tackler, just shed him, and then he bounced into two more, and he fought for that 3 yards. So
that was a very effective run, actually, because he
3-yard carry from McAlpine.
He could very well have stopped a yard short.
So Ryan Brewer back with his team. They've got a 2nd down and 7 at their own 45-yard line. And Foster Smallman comes off the field, as does Paul Malumba. And they've got Serge Malumba, 44, and Pat Parsons wide to the left. And it's a give to Duncan Moreland, who is set behind McAlpine, but no go in there. They gain about a yard or two.
Two at the most.
Duncan Moreland, the ball carrier.
That play was a little slow in developing there.
Well, therein lies the problem. If you're going to pound it into the middle of the line, you can't let it has to develop quickly. You can't let it be a slow developer.
Yeah, because those holes will
very
quickly. If you can get through that hole before the defense knows where the ball is. Okay, so it's a 3rd and about 4 for Beverly. And again, they've got Duncan Moreland and Pat Parsons wide to the right, to the left rather. Now there's a whistle, and let's see what happens. Looks like there's going to be a timeout on Peabody.
Peabody.
Well, I think they had too many men on the field, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, they had too many guys in the field. That's why I call short.
I don't think he liked the way the defensive secondary was set. He was a little concerned about the pass over there.
Yeah, you may be right. So with that timeout, the clock is stopped. There's only 20.5 seconds left in the first quarter. It's scoreless, and this will probably be the last play unless it's an incomplete pass, the last play. So again, they got Duncan Moreland wide and Pat Parsons flanked in, and it's a fake. And there goes Ryan Brewer, and he makes the first down.
Yeah.
Very nice bit of running there. He waited for his blockers and didn't rush it too far. So first down at the 47-yard line of Peabody. And 11 seconds, 10 seconds. It looks like we're going to have
be the end of the period.
And looks like the end of the first quarter here.
Quickly played period, too, in my opinion.
Yeah, it went by quickly. There was very little stoppage of play, actually. So there's the first quarter's over. Well, what do you think, Bob, of that first quarter there?
Just exactly what I thought. Two evenly matched teams, kind of defensively asserting themselves. That last play that Beverly just ran, I thought was really nice because the quarterback was back almost at passing depth, then faked the handoff to a running back going by, and then ran the ball himself when there was an opening that presented himself. I think that qualifies as a quarterback option play, and it just worked out perfectly, I thought. There was some nice blocking up front as the defense was anticipating a pass and then a run to the offensive left or the defensive right, and Ryan Barrett just took advantage and went through an opening and got the first down.
Yep, yeah, Bob. Well, I'd like to remind our viewers that you're watching the BevCam Sports Network. Our director back in the studio, Robert Dokes, our producer and director, Robert Dokes, and our camera guy, Mark Lehman, on camera up on top of the press box. My name is Walt Kosmowski, and my sidekick here is Bob Hobbs. So it's a scoreless first quarter. Beverly did have a very nice drive. They drove down to about the 10-yard line of Peabody, and then there was a tipped pass at the line of scrimmage picked up by Peabody, but unfortunately for them, they were not able to convert on that.
Well, a tip pass down there has a strong chance of being intercepted because everybody's bunched up into a short area.
Yep.
There isn't a lot of room for the ball to just fall.
So Barrow takes, and he gives it to number 20, and he's got a lot of room over on the right side, and it looks like a first down.
Andrew.
That was Andrew Avila, Beverly has a lot of. They have Andrew Avila and Moreland can run, and they got Chris
Andrew
Clayton
Avila on the
McAlpine.
carry for
They've got
Beverly.
Jayshawn Jones. They put Duncan
Malumba.
Moreland back in the backfield sometimes. So,
Is it Paul Malumba?
so the ball is down at the 37-yard line of Peabody. Beverly has it first
10-yard carry is
and
good
10.
for a Beverly first down.
So Beverly comes out. They've got a very tight formation. They've got that, and it's a handoff around the end to Clayton McAlpine, and he does get, and he's down to about the 30-yard line. So
Clayton McAlpine
a
with the
7 or
catch.
8 yard gain. At first, I didn't think he'd be able to make that corner, but he kept.
No, I was sure he wasn't going to make it, but he did.
So it's about a 9-yard gain for McAlpine, and the ball is down at the 28-yard line of Peabody, and it'll be a 2nd down and 1 for the Beverly Panthers. So let's hope that they can punch one in here, huh, Bob?
I'm looking at the yard markers, and they don't seem to. Either I'm losing my sight, or they've got more than 1 yard to go there.
And it's a counter play there, and
No, no matter what.
I think they got down enough to the first down. That was
Andrew Avila.
Avila, and the referees are saying no. It's a 3rd down,
I
so it's
don't
about a
think so,
half
no.
a yard. So it's a 3rd down and about a half a yard for the Beverly Panthers at about the 27-yard line. Just they're showing at the 27 in the flag. Yeah, it's just inches shy, and they've got a very tight formation here with Clayton McAlpine at the. Oh, that was Foster Smallman, number 25, jumped.
Now they got 5 more yards to go now.
Now they got. So Beverly will have a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6 at the 32-yard line of Peabody. Unfortunate, though, those kinds of penalties when you can, all you need is a half a yard, and now you got to make 5 yards. So we'll see.
3rd and 6 for Beverly.
So it's a 3rd down and 6 at the 32-yard line, and again they have a very tight formation, and it's a give to McAlpine, and he doesn't. He's down to about the 30. He'll be a couple yards short. I'm sure they'll go for it here,
Clayton
being
McAlpine
down
with the
this
carry
deep
for Beverly.
in Peabody territory. What do you think, Bob?
I think I would not have called that play right there, but I think they will definitely go for it.
Going to bring up 4th and 4 for Beverly.
As a matter of fact, with this field position, I think I'd throw it deep. I'd send somebody out toward the goal line and just say, heads up, it's coming your way.
Again, it's a very tight formation, and it's a fake, and then looks like Barrow is trying to make it to that flag, and he's not going to make it. It looked like he might have been grabbed by the face mask.
I thought it was a horse collar. Yeah, he grabbed him.
Yeah, so they failed to make it on 4th down. That time he
Ryan Barrows
faked into the
tackled by
middle
Michael
and
Wong.
ran nakedly around the right end and didn't make it. So Peabody will take over 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. And so far it's been a scoreless battle here at Herd Stadium in Beverly. 8.5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. This is the BevCam Sports Network. Walt Kosmowski doing the play-by-play, and my cohort Bob Hobbs here with the color. And Peabody comes out 1st and 10. And Jandrushevich gives the ball to his back, and there's a whole pile of people, and maybe about a 2-yard gain there for number 41, Angel Paulino.
Angel Paulino with the carry.
And they gain, where do they place
Tackled by
the ball?
Braden Pratt.
So they give him about a 4-yard gain on
Yeah,
that.
4 is about right.
37, so that's a 2nd and 6 at the 37 for Peabody.
Going to bring up 2nd and 6.
And Jandrushevich keeps the ball himself, and he's wrapped up.
Nice.
Yes, very good, very good. And that was number 85, Bobby Adams, who came just shooting by. He doesn't look like he was touched.
No, he wasn't.
And he shot in there for
Anderson.
Almost like there was a spy on the quarterback, which I think would not be a bad plan because both quarterbacks can run.
what happened here? You didn't get any loss on that?
Tackle made by Buck.
So it's a third, and I thought he lost some yardage on that.
He lost about a yard.
About a yard, okay. It seemed to me he lost more, but I guess. All right, so it's third and about 7 for Peabody, and the ball is just over their 35-yard line, about their 36. Jandrushevich, the quarterback, and he throws it to number 3, and he's wrapped up. No, he keeps fighting, and he shed a couple of tackles in there.
Yeah.
He could have been stopped almost dead in his tracks as soon as he caught the ball, but he shed a couple tackles, and he made about a 3 or 4 yard gain. So it's 4th down and 4, and this is kicking territory for. So number 3, Dan Morency, back deep.
We're going to have to ask the Peabody kickers to turn this way when they kick so we can see the number.
Garitas, if it's 21. Oh, and it looks like a penalty.
This receiver was downfield. I mean, the.
Oh, yeah, look, number 7 was way downfield.
He could have been on the receiving team.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. So that brings it back, so it'll be a 4th and about 9. And
I guess that 5 yards at that.
The kicker,
pass play
Declan Russell, looks like number 22, if I have that correctly. And yeah, you're right. Oh, and it's a short wobbly kick. And
don't touch it. Don't touch it.
And number 7 from Peabody jumps on the ball about the 42-yard line of Beverly.
It's down by Colton Cole.
Good field
but I
position.
see what you mean about him kind of throwing that ball out a little bit. Yeah. So with 6 minutes and 9 seconds left in the second quarter, we have a scoreless battle here at Herd Stadium. It's still warm, but the wind has picked up a little bit, Bob, and we have clouds and sunshine. So let's see if the Panthers can put together a scoring drive here on this possession. So they have Malumba 44 out flanked wide to the right, and there's a pass to it's enough for a first down.
Pass is complete to Duncan Moreland.
So that was Duncan Moreland, number 8, and that's the second time they've thrown that ball. That's a very quick hitter there to Duncan Moreland. That's very effective.
Good for a first down.
Very effective. Has been since game 1 too. I'm glad to see that Beverly is now capitalizing on it. Ryan Barry's got a good arm for that kind of a player because he can throw a bullet.
So the ball is right at the 48-yard line of Peabody. And it's a gift to number 44, and he's trying to break some tackles, and he's fighting. That's Malumba. Boy, oh boy, he doesn't go down easy, does he?
With the carry.
If he'd have broken that tackle at the line of scrimmage,
yeah, he looked at.
I think he could have gone a long way.
Yeah. So.
But kudos to the defensive player that held him.
Yeah, that's a lot to hang on to there. He's 6'1", 190 pounds. It's a lot of ball player there. So it's 2nd down and 8 for Beverly, and Malumba does come off the field now, number 44. And Ryan Brewer gets his team ready. Adams, number 75, is the center. It's the brother duo. And Avila in motion, and they give it to McAlpine, and McAlpine fights. And it's maybe a yard shy of the. No, it's a fumble.
Yeah. I didn't see the fumble, but I can see.
I didn't see the fumble either, but it looks like McAlpine coughed the ball up, and Peabody takes over. 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Boy, this game is just a.
That negated it really good, but it was great blocking on that play.
Yeah.
Clayton McAlpine had a hole to go through there, and. A very promising play right there.
Yeah, so 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half, and it's a scoreless tie.
Their own 39-yard line.
So Jandrushevich is the quarterback for Peabody.
Yeah, so far, this could emulate last week's game against Danvers, where it was scoreless at halftime.
And Jandrushevich has he pitched the ball out, but it's about a 2-yard gain for number 2, Colby Terrian.
Colby Terrian with the carry.
And Jandrushevich paid for that one. He got wrapped up as soon as he pitched the ball there. About a 2-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. The ball on the Tanner's 41-yard line.
Yeah,
4 minutes, 22 seconds, and the clock running here.
Quarterback got hit harder than the running back on that play.
So Jandrushevich in the shotgun. And he fakes and he keeps it himself. And he gets about 3 or 4 yards up to about the 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and about 4. They've got to get up to their own 49.
Tackle by
They
Clayton
got to
McAlpine.
get about 5, almost 4.5 to 5. That was McAlpine on the tackle. He's a tough two-way player.
3rd and 5.
3 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the half. And Peabody has a 3rd and a long 4. Ball at their own 44-yard line. And Jandrushevich is looking back over at his quarterback. And it's a pass to number 41. They're back, and he's stopped for about a 3-yard loss on that one.
Beautifully
So it'll be about 4th and 8 for Peabody. The ball's at about their 41-yard line, so they'll be forced to punt again.
Pass is complete to Polino.
Well sniffed out by the Beverly defense on that one. There was.
So they're with the timeout on the field. There are 3 minutes and 15 seconds left here in a scoreless first half at Herd Stadium.
Loss of 3 makes it 4th and 8.
You are watching the BevCam Sports Network here. And for BevCam, this is Walt Kosmowski with the play-by-play, and my sidekick here, Bob Hobbs, doing the color. What do you think so far, Bob?
Well, it's just exactly as I projected in the beginning, as I thought that this would be a very tough-fought, evenly played game. What I was looking for right now is some kind of an offensive thrust from the Beverly offense right here at the end of the first half. Even if they don't score, it shows some kind of offensive ability to get the ball down the field.
Well, the rep puts a ball in play. The punter is at his own 28-yard line, and they've got Dan Morency back at his own 35. And there's the kick, and it's a high kick. And Morency takes it, and he fakes one-way fake, and he gets it up to about the 33-yard line. That was a nice little, about 15-yard.
Nice cut
back.
So Beverly will take over on their own 32-yard line, 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the first half. Let's see if they can put the 2-minute drill into operation here, Bob.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, exactly. Morency is just an instinctive runner. He cut back at just the right time and turned in what probably would have been a 7 or 8 yard return into a 15-yard return. So.
And he had to run back about 10 yards, and he kind of caught that ball over his shoulder, which is a tough kind of a catch, and then can kind of straighten himself out and start running the other way. That was a very
Peabody's
good athletic play there.
Might be awkward visually anyway, but he's effective.
So they got Malumba and Parsons wide left, and there it's a long pass.
There it is.
And he's got it all the way. Duncan Moreland. No flags, and it's a touchdown for Beverly, a 67-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Beror to Duncan Moreland. He did that along the sideline. That's the same play they had before that that he overthrew him, and that was beautiful.
How perfect was that?
That was just such a perfect pass.
Exactly what you needed right here with about 2 or 3 minutes to go in the first half. It's a strong offensive punch, man. In this game, it was just one play that did it, but perfect.
Yeah, that was that Beror-Moreland combination is just so effective. And Beror throws a good ball, and Moreland is just so athletic. And we have the kicker, Joey Loretti, trying the PAT, and it's blocked. Yeah, I guess, the blocked PAT.
Very low kick.
Yeah. So on a blocked kick, I guess it's a free ball, huh?
Well, now if he runs it back, well, I'm not sure.
I don't think it's a touchdown.
They don't get 7, but what do they get? Do they get 1
point or something like that?
If they took it back?
Yeah,
2 points. Okay.
Thank you.
Now we're being told by the official here who's running the clock in the press box that if he had run that back, that would have been a 2-point safety, I guess, is the rules.
It's like the same thing as a scoring conversion for 2 points.
Okay, so it'd be like a conversion. So With 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the half, Beverly has scored here. They're leading 6-0, and they'll be kicking off to the Tanners, and they have Dylan Peluso, number 9, and they have number 3, Kyle Maglione, deep on about their own 15-yard line, and Joey Moretti will be kicking off here for Beverly. So, just as you said, Bob, a score, quick hitting score,
yep.
and there's the kick, and it's a kind of a squibbler down, and it's picked up about the 12-yard line, and he gets some running room, and he's still fighting, and he's down at about the 24, 25-yard line, and Peabody will take over 1st and 10 on their own 24-yard line with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, he was able to get out to the 25 because if he had been brought down on the initial hit, they'd have been in a deep, deep hole. He was able to get another 10 or 12 yards out of that.
So Matt Yandrashevich is the quarterback here for the Peabody Tanners, and the ball is the nose of the ball is right at the 25.
1st and 10 from the 25 for Peabody.
3 wideouts to the left, 1 wideout to the right, and Matt Yandrashevich, and he throws it, a quick hitter over the middle, a slant to number 12, Jack Woods, which is incomplete. He got that ball, threw it immediately.
Yep, looked catchable. I'm not really sure why.
Well, if it had been a little bit higher, that could have caught the Beverly defense off,
Looked like if he just fell down a little bit, it would have been a completion.
So with that incomplete pass, the clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first half. And it's a 2nd down and 10 for Peabody. We had Jack Woods out on the right. They got 3 wideouts on the left. And Angel Paulino back there, and he doesn't know which side of the quarterback to line up on. And it looks like it's a motion penalty there for on Peabody. Yeah, so it'll be a 2nd down and 15. Yeah, Paulino didn't know he was on the right side of the quarterback, on the left, on the right. And
false start against Peabody.
Ended up playing in the quarterback's hip pocket. He was right in back of him.
So it's a 2nd down and 15. And Ryan Baror comes off the field for Beverly. Looks like they have a new quarterback, Jared Ridley. No, sorry, no. It's a give to the first man through. And just a big pile of bodies there at about the 20-yard line. We'll see where the refs mark the ball. It'll be 3rd and about 12 or so. Where do they mark the ball?
Lino with the carry for Peabody. Tackle by
the ball is at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, off the 23, I will.
So it's a 3rd down and about 12 for. Looks like they brought a whole new backfield in for that one play for some reason. I don't know what that was all about.
Whatever it was, it didn't work.
3rd and 12 for Peabody.
Beverly was all over that one.
They have Alex Denisco, number 18, in the game now for Peabody. And what are they doing? They've got like 3 different quarterbacks on 3 different plays here.
Yeah, there's a little confusion out here on the offensive right side among the receivers.
There's a long pass, and he was way out ahead of the Beverly defense there.
2 of them were.
Pass intended for.
That was number 2, Colby Terrian, and it'll be a 4th down and 12. So Beverly will get the ball here with more than 2 minutes left in the half, and they could put, they could put their 2-minute drill here has been working pretty well here the last couple of games, so they might be able to put another. So for the Tanners, number 22 is Declan Russell kicking, and Beverly has Dan Morency back on about his 43-yard line, between his 40 and 45. And No, looks like Beverly was offside. Yeah, number 75, Adams. So they'll be assessed a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be still be 4th down, but 4th and about 8 instead. No, it's no. I'm sorry, my mistake. So it's a 5-yard penalty on Peabody, so it pushes them even farther back.
5-yard penalty against
4th and
Peabody.
about
We'll back them up and make it
17.
4th and 17.
So the kicker will be kicking from his own 5-yard line, and Pat Morency here is at midfield. Is at midfield. So there's the punt, and it's end over end, and there's Morency, and he's got some room, and he's jitterbugging down to about the 40-yard line. Danny Morency, nice little run back. And the Beverly man did very well to keep from having a block to the back, because that defensive player was. So it's the nose of the ball is right at the 40-yard line of Peabody, and let's see, they got 2 minutes and 6 seconds, plenty of time to put the ball into the end zone.
Plenty of time. On that last play, good thing I'm not the head coach. I would have rushed the kicker, because he just takes a little, with that little motion that he uses, it takes a little longer for him to get the kick off, and he's right on, backed up on his own goal.
So
they've got a great place for a block if you could get it.
So Serge Malumba and Pat Parsons are wide to the right, and it's and that looked like a broken play there. Ryan Baror got the ball, and the Peabody defenders were all over him.
Ryan Barrow with the keeper, tackled by Abe Cabo.
And it's a timeout Beverly. So I don't know what happened. That looked like a busted play to me or something. He just or the line just let those men through. Maybe it was supposed to be a screen pass of some sort, but that was a loss of about 3 yards back to the
2nd and 13, just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
The defender was right on, grabbed him by the pads. In fact, from here, I initially thought it might have been a face mask. He jerked him down so quickly.
2nd and 13, minute 59 left in the first half. Ryan Baror, and there's a pass, and he gets it to Serge Malumba, and Malumba fights, and he's down to about the 20-yard line.
Ryan
Beautiful, beautiful play. That Malumba is tough when it's hard to bring down. So it's a minute and 50. So the ball is at looks like about the 20-yard line, the nose of the ball.
23-yard completion. Barrett
still almost 2 minutes to play here. This could
minute and
really
46, the clock running. And so they have Parsons and Malumba out on the right, and Duncan Moreland wide out on the left.
They could give themselves a big cushion there.
And here it is, and there it is and there he goes. It's Duncan Moreland. What a bit of running, and he gets it down to about the 5-yard line. He tried to cut back inside, and he gained a couple more yards, but they have it now 1st and 10 on the 5-yard line, between the 5 and the 6. Minute and 25.
Beverly's offense has come alive here, and they could give themselves a nice cushion here going into the halftime.
Barrett to Duncan Moreland.
And
First and goal
clock
from
is
the
running
6.
with a minute and 13, and they have
plenty of time to get 3 or 4
They have
plays
Parsons and Duncan Moreland wide to the right. Serge Malumba in the backfield. Baror, and it's to Malumba, and Malumba's fighting down to about the 3-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and goal on about the 3. That's a timeout for Beverly.
Yeah, they let it run down to 50 seconds.
50 seconds left in the half.
Beverly.
The ball is on about the 4-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Panthers.
Interesting call there. This could be a testy 4 yards.
2nd and goal from the 4.
I don't know if
I would call 2 or 3 plays here if you don't get it in. I would call 2 or 3 quick hitting plays, keep the Peabody defense on their toes.
Go to the flag, go to the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, corner or a quick slant.
Yep.
Yeah, quick slant, and if they do call a running play and it doesn't go in, you line up really quick and.
Or call another timeout.
Yeah, I guess they got a lot of them.
You get about 75 and a half.
They get 1 timeout left.
1 timeout left. So Beverly has 1 timeout left, we're being told by the official up here in the press box with us. So in the last 2 minutes, the Beverly offense has come alive here and scored a touchdown, missed the PAT. And then they held Peabody on downs and got the punt back and took over within Peabody territory, and they've driven down to the Peabody 4-yard line. 50 seconds exactly left in the first half. Beverly leads 6-0. And again, they got Serge Malumba and Pat Parsons wide to the right. And they've got Duncan Moreland. There's this whistle, and what is that? Timeout. Peabody. I think Peabody wanted to see what kind of set they were going to come out with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got 0.6 seconds lost on that. A
little slow on the trigger with the timeout.
Oh, there we go. We got a very alert official up here with us. We're glad to see that. Yeah, that was Peabody the coach called a timeout. He wanted to see what Beverly came up with, and he's going to talk to his defense. But now Coach Moran's here probably put out something different.
Well, I noticed that the right offensive flat for Beverly's offense, or the left defensive flat, there's a lot of open space out there with some of these potential passing plays.
Yep, now they got Malumba out to the left, so they flip-flop. They got Malumba and Parsons. Oh, and he's in for the touchdown, a keeper by Berrar. Nice play. So Beverly goes up 12-0 here. And Ryan Berrar takes it in. I guess maybe they hadn't planned on that. They
Not at all.
Has been a.
Wish I was watching it here. I was trying to watch on the play, and it's out of my field of vision. But
so
you got it in, and that's the important thing. Why not go for two here?
Yeah. So Beverly comes up with two late second quarter touchdowns here to lead Peabody 12-0. And they're going for two. They got McAlpine deep, and it's a gift to McAlpine, and he bulls his way through for 2 points.
Perfect.
So with that 2-point conversion, Beverly leads 14-0, 44.7 seconds left in the first half. Beverly will kick off.
Huge cushion here in the last few minutes of the first half.
Yeah,
they're going into the half with a 14-point lead.
Yeah, that's big. That's huge.
It is.
And
on the last two runs by Clayton McAlpine, the
Yeah.
right side of the Beverly's offensive line is just cleared out. They just opened nice holes.
I have to say, Bob, that I'm really pleased with the development of this Beverly team since the first two games of the season. They were making some mistakes. They were playing,
basically playing the first half and run out of gas in the second.
They were inconsistent during their first few games, but now they're more consistent. They're driving the ball. Their defense is tightened up. They've got a lot of confidence on offense now. And Berrar can run the ball. He can pass the ball. They've got a lot of good running backs they can use. And so Beverly will be kicking off with a little over 44 seconds left in the half. And it's a squibbling kick, and it's taken by the up man, number 24. He took the ball and just dove to the turf right at the 30-yard line.
I'm not sure he wanted to do that, or did he slip?
I thought it looked to me like he deliberately fell to the ground, not wanting to risk, running and fumbling the ball. But again.
Well, now let me just point out Peabody's last offensive play.
Peabody will take over, trailing by 14.
They failed to make the first down.
30-yard line.
They had
4
receivers out, and 3 of them were behind the defense. And I kept saying, wow.
Yeah.
The quarterback threw the ball to the defensive right side, but there were 2 guys wide open back there.
And so they've got Jared Ridley now, number 11 it's number 10, Andrushevich, and he takes the ball and he breaks one tackle, another. And No, he let him go. Yeah. The Peabody side wanted a penalty there on he let him go.
There's a time for no flag, and that was it.
It was Jandrushevich's momentum there that spun him to the ground. There was nothing deliberate there, and I think the officials realized that.
To their credit.
To their credit, yeah. So it's a second. What is going on here? No, it's a first down.
Oh yeah.
What happened? No, they did assess a penalty.
Did they?
What happened?
I did not see a flag, and I did not see a call.
The ball was on the 30-yard line. Now it's on the 42. And he certainly didn't make it to the 42. I don't know, I'm confused. 34 and a half
First down
seconds
carry
left.
for Peabody.
So Peabody has a first and 10 on their
from
own
their
42-yard line.
line.
And
Ooh, hopefully this guy wide open on him. Ooh. There it is.
there's number 9. And that was very smart play on the quarterback's part. He waited till the defensive man committed himself and then waited till the receiver broke free. It was very smart, very nice play there for another first down for Peabody. And 25 seconds left in the half, and Peabody's got the ball on the Beverly 35-yard line.
And a good play by number 9 on Peabody.
Yeah.
Peabody has his first and 10 from the Beverly 35-yard line.
And Peabody takes a
25
timeout.
remaining in the half.
He took a couple of step backs off the line of scrimmage at the snap, and he was wide open. I thought they were going to throw a quick slant out to the side, but
that was a very nice
then
play.
he turned upfield, and it was a nice play.
Yeah, nice play. So hopefully Beverly can keep him out of the end zone here for the next 25.6 seconds. These teams are, even though the score is 14-0, these teams have been fairly evenly
Doesn't
matched.
reflect the character of the game, actually.
And that we'd like to remind our viewers that you're watching the BevCam Sports Network. Bringing you this game between Peabody and Beverly from Hurd Stadium in Beverly, Massachusetts. And Jandrushevich is there in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide men on the left. He's looking, and he ducks under, and there's the ball. And beautiful play by Duncan Moreland. And he just batted that ball away. That ball looked like a touchdown.
He is just an instinctive football player.
Yeah,
he saw that
you
one
could
coming.
see him come from 10 yards
Yeah,
away.
he was on the other side of the field. Yeah.
Beautiful bat by Duncan Moreland. That was a very well-thrown ball. He eluded those tacklers.
And a great play by Andrushevich is his name.
Yeah, and that's what happened is that the offensive players kept running in their patterns and they found themselves open.
Just under 17 remaining in the half.
So there are 16.9 seconds left in the half. Jandrushevich comes into the huddle after consulting with his coach. The ball, it's a 2nd and 10 on the 35-yard line of Beverly. So this could be the last play of the game half unless it's an incomplete pass. And again, they have 3 wideouts to the left, 1 wideout to the right. And at that time he's done. It's a fumble. And timeout. And that time the quarterback fumbled and Beverly picks up the ball. Beverly will have possession of the ball with a play here. 7.6 seconds left in the. It looks like there's an injured Peabody player, and that looks like the quarterback actually.
It's Cudgely. He's the only one that had the ball.
Yeah, he may have landed on the ball.
Clayton McAlpine comes.
Yeah. And again, I think that was Clayton McAlpine. McAlpine is just a terror on both sides of the ball. He is a heavy, punishing tackler. Just a punishing tackler. And
as the quarterback just found out.
So this will be one more play for Beverly. They could send everybody downfield and air the ball out, see what happens. Yeah, this is
Send Duncan down there and just heave it in his
for
direction.
Beverly. The ball is on the 37-yard line of the Peabody Tanners. And Serge Malumba and Ryan Baror coming back to the huddle. And Baror is talking to his team. And they come out, and it looks like Duncan Moreland wide to the left, along with Pat Parsons. They've got flanker. They've got Clayton McAlpine wide to the right, and there's a long pass to penalty. What happened?
I'm not sure.
Did he catch the ball?
It looked like it was intercepted to me, but I can't.
1.5 seconds. What's happening here? Yeah, they put McAlpine wide to the right. He was right on the sideline, and it was
It was not intercepted because it's coming back.
It's coming back. So it'll be 1.5 seconds, so they got time to run one more play. And the clock is stopped on that incompletion, so they'll have a time to run one more play.
Second and 10 from the 37, just under 2 seconds remaining in the first half.
And they've got Duncan Moreland wide to the left. And there's the pass. Duncan Moreland. Oh! The ball was underthrown, and Moreland just missed scooping that up off the ground like an outfielder picking the ball.
Like Andrew Benatendi making a diving catch.
There you go. Well, anyway.
Beverly 14, Peabody 0.
So here at the end of the first half at Herd Stadium in Beverly, Massachusetts, the score is Beverly 14 and the visiting Peabody Tanners 0. And that was evenly played half, but Beverly managed to get a couple of scores very late in the first half, and they almost came up with a third score.
Yeah, exactly right. The Beverly's offense started to gain traction, started to gain confidence, it seemed like. They felt that they could move the ball, and they did. And took advantage of a fumble down here. And the score at halftime is 14-0. And considering the fact that these two teams are very evenly matched, that could be a very, very significant difference. And Peabody has to dig out of a 14-0 hole in the second half and gain the lead. And it's not going to be easy to do because Beverly's defense is also been pretty much locked down on them. So.
Well, from Hurt Stadium, this is the Beverly Sports, BevCam Sports Network, and we'll be bringing you the second half here as we get started. This is Walt Kosmowski and my cohort, Bob Hobbs, and in our control room, our producer and director, Robert Dokes, and our cameraman, Mark Lehman. And we'll be back for the second half kickoff in just a moment.
The band is led by
You are watching BevCam. Here, anyone can come to the studio to make their own local TV show. Contact us with your idea. We'll help you get started with producing your own show, editing it, and then we'll broadcast it to all of Beverly for your friends and family to see. You might even get some new fans. We also film local events like sports, music, city council meetings, and more. If you miss out on anything in town, you can catch up on it here. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Contact us at 978-927-5544 or email us at admin@bevcam.org.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb.
We're leaving.
But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
First time I tried biking, and it was laying around my mom's house. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Listen. All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize
You feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize
Unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
no one's going to judge you. Suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
Listen.
Creativity is putting your imagination to work, and it's produced the most extraordinary results in human culture. Dreams come from inspiration. Inspiration comes from an idea. And ideas come from creativity. We believe in raising up a new generation of creative minds. And it all starts with you. Help sponsor the award-winning Beverly High School Media Program so the students can have the resources they need to make dreams happen.
And welcome back, Beverly High School football fans, to Herd Stadium here in Beverly, Massachusetts on a very nice football playing afternoon. Sunshine peeking through the clouds, temperature in the 60s. My name is Walt Kosmowski for the BevCam Sports Network. My cohort here is Bob Hobbs. And the score here at halftime is the Beverly Panthers 14 and the visiting Peabody Tanners 0. And it's been a very entertaining first half of football. The Beverly Panthers didn't dominate the Bob by any stretch. I mean, they've got two nice scores on, but I just feel that Peabody's got the potential here to score in the second half. So I think it's going to be a very enjoyable game. And Beverly, Joey Moretti with the ball at the 40-yard line is getting ready to kick off to Peabody.
I agree with you. Well, the score doesn't reflect how evenly played this game has been. The 14-0 score at halftime changes the whole tenor of strategy for both teams. Now, Peabody has to be much more aggressive offensively and try to move the ball rather aggressively down the field. There's no panic, but they're in a 14-0 hole, and this will change their game plan, I'm sure, rather than what it was looking like at the end of the first period. The Beverly Panthers can now play a much more conservative game. Toughen up on defense, although they've looked good defensively all game. And they can really try to just control the ball on offense. They got no urgency to score.
Yep. So the Peabody Tanners have number 9, Dylan Peluso, and I can't see the other. Looks like number 3, Kyle Maglione, or Maglione if you are Italian. And Joey Moretti for Beverly getting ready to kick off to start the second half. And the sun has come out here. It's a beautiful fall afternoon here at Herd Stadium. Our cameraman does a great job.
If you're playing football at the end of October, this is just an absolutely perfect day.
And it's a deep, deep kick, and it's down to the 5-yard line where number 9 takes the ball, and he's trying to get upfield, and he's tackled at about the 23-yard line. And as we said, number 9 was Dylan Peloso.
Nice deep kick. Allowed the defensive coverage to get downfield.
So with the return, Michael Rhodes with the tackle for Beverly.
Forcing Peabody to go 80 yards almost if they want to get back into this game. Good defensive play.
So Peabody will take over here for their first offensive series of the second half on their own 24-yard line. They have Matt Jandrushevich at quarterback. He's in the shotgun position, calling out. And he gives it to number 3, and he's stopped after about a 4-yard gain. Let's give him out to about the 27-yard line. So it'll be a 2nd down and 7 for Peabody. And I'm sorry, I didn't finish. I thought our cameraman Mark Lehman up on top of the press box. And in the studio, back at our BevCam studios in the control room, is our producer and director, Robert Dokes, who does such a great job here. So Peabody comes out 2nd and 7, and they give it again to, I believe that's 41 again, Angel Paulino, who seems to be the shortest man on the field. If you look at him here, he's a half a head shorter than everybody else, but that certainly doesn't give us an indication of his ability as a football player. You know, being that small, you've got to give it that extra bit of effort, like you got Pat Parsons on Beverly's team.
No, that is a little more difficult to get a hand on when you're trying to tackle him. Yeah. There's not that much of him there.
Yeah, who's that player they used to call the human bowling ball in the professionals?
Yeah, Houston Oilers. What was his name? You're right.
3rd and 5. Jandrushevich He's got 21 in motion, and he fakes it, and he gives it to number 3, and he's tackled.
Ooh, nice.
That'll be a 4th down. Very nice tackle there. I believe that was Andrew Paul. Oh no, that was Paul Malumba, I believe.
Great open field tackle.
Yeah, so it's 4th down, and so that'll force a kick by Peabody, by the Tanners.
Declan Russell with the catch for Peabody, tackled by Andrew Avila.
And Dan Morency going back for Beverly. He's standing on about his own 40-yard line. And the kicker is about at his own 18-19. And there, and it's blocked.
Yeah, there it
is. There
I've been waiting for that. Safety.
And it's a safety for Beverly.
Yep.
Bob, you predicted that.
I've been waiting for that one.
Yeah. You absolutely predicted that. So Beverly scores a safety, and that'll force Peabody to do a free kick from the 20-yard line. So Beverly will take over in good field position here. I thought maybe that was Bobby Adams who was chasing the kicker back into the end zone. I thought that Adams might have a chance to.
The kicker had a stride on him, so.
Yeah, but it looked like Adams a little bit bigger than.
Beverly gets over first in goal from the 1.
Oh no, they got a first. No, that wasn't a touchback. I guess.
Wow.
It wasn't a safety. I guess he was down, and it's McAlpine, and McAlpine is in untouched. And boy, 8 minutes and 36 seconds, and left in the third quarter, and Beverly scores quickly. I guess they called. It wasn't a. The ball was down on the 1-yard line.
I guess he fell on it and slid into the end zone because it looked like he was definitely in the end zone. But that's at least a minimum 4-point swing for Beverly. So.
Yeah. So the score now is 20-0 in favor of the Beverly Panthers, and they line up. And Joey Loretti is.
Loretti on to attempt the extra kick.
Dan Morency, the holder. There's the snap. Puts it down, and this time it's up and through the uprights. So Beverly very quickly comes up with 7 quick points here with less than a minute and a half gone in the third quarter, and Beverly is leading now 21-0 against the Peabody Tanners here at Herd Stadium.
They got a little bit of a gift, of course, as we have been saying, that Peabody's punter takes the equivalent almost of an extra step because he.
Yeah,
he holds the ball up and then he drops it. And I've been waiting for a block, and I kind of was hoping when they were down here and they were kicking close to their end zone, Beverly could have rushed them because that's what I thought could happen.
You absolutely predicted that one, Bob. Yeah, that's at least another half a second that you give the defense to come.
Basically, it's another step that he's taking.
So for Peabody, they have Dylan Peluso, number 9, and Kyle Maglione, number 3, back on about their own, just over their 10-yard line. And there's Joey Murdy's kick, and it's a high end-over-end kick taken at about the 15-yard line. And he's going upfield, and he's down. That was number 9, Dylan Peluso, got it up over the 30-yard line.
Peluso with the return of the Joey Loretti kick, tackled by P.Z. Parsons.
Yeah, the middle of the field was wide open there.
So the ball is right at the 35-yard line. The nose of the ball is right at the 35, and the Peabody Tanners will be taking over 1st and 10 for the second possession of the second half. They got Matt Yandrushevich at quarterback. They come up with a set, 2 wideouts, and it's a fake, and Yandrushevich keeps it, and he's fighting upfield, and down. Number 7, Mickey Anderson, brings him down, and that was a very nice gain there by the quarterback.
Yeah, he's the most dangerous runner.
Mike Anderson.
And the ball is down at the 48-yard line of Beverly. They come out very quickly. Yandrushevich back in the shotgun, and he gives it to Paulino. And Angel Paulino gets about 5 yards, and it's a second, maybe 4 yards. Let's give him 5.
Yeah.
So it's 2nd down and 5. And Paulino in the backfield back there with Yandrushevich. And he fakes it and keeps it, and this time he runs into a host of
Andrew
Beverly
Shevins
Taculars.
the
He'll be
keeper.
just shy of the first down, around the 40, 41-yard line.
Second
They've got to
by
get it
Clayton
down
McAlpine.
about another yard. It's fourth. Is it fourth? Fourth and 2.
4th and 2, yeah.
4th and 2. So
Gonna bring up 3rd and 2 from the Beverly 40.
It's a 3rd and 2, not 4th. Yeah.
Okay.
The officials had the wrong indicator there on the yard marker, on the down marker. So, and it looks like
offensive line is tightly
and
bunched.
it's a direct snap to number 2, and he gets a first down. That's Colby Terrian. Looks like the Tanners are mixing things up here by bringing in Terrian, getting a direct snap, and they're speeding up the play. They know they're 3 touchdowns behind, so they're speeding up play here with very little no huddle offense. At 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, and it's a give to Paulino, and it's a fumble, and it's picked up by Beverly.
Therein lies the problem with speeding up the plays.
So Angel Paulino broke through the line. He had a nice little gain there for a first down, but he coughed up the ball, and so Beverly will.
We got a flag
it's
here.
a flag. Maybe it's looks like it's a personal foul of some sort here. Maybe gets Beverly looks like.
Look, yeah, they're facing
Fumble caused by Bobby Adams.
Yeah, so that's an unsportsmanlike conduct, dead ball foul. 15 big yards against Beverly, so the ball will be at the 10-yard line. You don't want to do that, just because of the you don't want to taunt the opponent, and there's really no need for that.
No,
absolutely no need for that.
The official walked off 15 yards. I thought he was going home with the ball.
So Beverly will have a first
long way back.
Well, actually, it's a 1st and 25.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 25, but if it was I don't know. This is strange. No, now they're bringing the ball out to the.
Beverly takes over 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line.
No, now they're moving the chains. Yeah, the officials forgot to move the chains. It looked like it was a 1st and 25, but it's a 1st and 10. And the ball is spotted. It's hard for me to see here.
Yeah,
about the 11-yard line? Yeah, the ball's about the 11-yard line. You got a better view here.
I'm going to say, I'm not used to it being there, so I'm not looking at it when I really should be.
So the Panthers come out really for, this is their second possession. They had a one play possession earlier, which was a touchdown. It was a 1-yard run by Clayton McAlpine. McAlpine takes the ball there for about a 5-yard run. So this is actually their second possession of the second half. So it'll be a 2nd down and 5 for Beverly. The ball is about at their 16, 17-yard line.
We'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Nice line drive here with ball control.
Yeah,
really.
I agree, Bob. That would really eat up the third.
Put an exclamation point on this.
So Beverly comes in. They changed their whole setup here. They got Smallman out on the left, and there's a toss. Oh, he's not even looking. He threw it much too early.
And much too far.
Yeah, the ball was intended for Duncan Moreland, but he threw it much before he needed to. I mean, Moreland hadn't even gotten up to the defensive man yet. So
it was well covered anyway. Even if it was spot on, I don't think it would. I don't know if it would have been completed.
So it's a 3rd down and 5 here for the Beverly Panthers. Ball on their own 17-yard line. Let's see if they can get a first down here. And
yeah, that's right now. I think that's the object. Just keep on grind it out.
Oh, and there's Ryan Baror, and it looks like he's got the first down. He kind of tripped over his own man there, his own blocker, but he did get it across for the first down. I was going to say, this is time for Baror to take a keeper.
This is the time to just do exactly that.
You know, Bob, as I said at the end of the first half, the Beverly's become a very fun team to watch because their offense now is aggressive. They can make the plays.
They're confident.
And they're confident, and they're much more consistent than they were the first 2 or 3 games of the year.
When they come to the line of scrimmage, they're not tentative. They act like this is going to work.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's 1st and 10 on the Beverly 21. And it's a pitch back.
Cut
to Clayton McAlpine, and there's McAlpine, and it looks like he's got it. It's a race to the whoa. McAlpine just turns on the Jets, and it's an 80-yard run, 79-yard run by Clayton McAlpine.
I'll tell you, for a guy that looks like he's just a bull for a fullback, he can turn it on when he gets outside.
Yeah, that was
76-yard touchdown.
McAlpine is a 6'1", 215-pound fullback, and boy, once he gets to that outside, he can turn on those Jets.
I haven't seen him once he gets out there, I haven't seen him get caught yet this year.
He hasn't. The trouble is to get to that edge. He's having trouble getting, but once he gets to that edge and is able to turn upfield, boy, and who'd want to step in front of that?
Step in front of a runaway train. Yeah.
So Pat Morency is holding for a Joey Loretti PAT, which will down and up, and it's 28-0 here. About halfway through the third quarter, and the whistles are blowing.
I don't think I'm venturing too far to say that that's probably game right there. It's going to take an awful lot for Peabody to come back from this kind of a deficit.
A lot of whistles there. Looks to be some uncertainty as to what's going on. There was a flag. It might have been offsides against
Peabody.
Yeah, it looks like it was a penalty against Peabody, which would be declined. Yeah, there's a flag way in the corner of the field. So the official, I'm glad I have this official here next to us in the press box. Turns out that was a face mask penalty, and it will be assessed on the kickoff. So Beverly will be kicking off from the 45-yard line of Peabody. And the Beverly Panthers are up comfortably here in the third quarter, 28-0 against the Peabody Tanners. And maybe the evenness of the game now, I think, is starting to turn more towards the Panthers, Bob. Right?
I think it's definitely turned, and I think this is.
Yeah, no, I think it's Panthers they are just very comfortable out there. They're confident. They're running their plays well, and they, as you say, they make you feel that every play is going to be successful.
Well, yeah, that's right. You can see the confidence when they come up to the line of scrimmage, and that's nice to see.
So the deep men for Peabody is Dylan Peluso and Kyle Maglione. And here's Loretti, kicks off, and it's a squibbler. And he takes it on about the 3-yard line, Maglione. And whoa, was he dumped. And that looked like Dan Morency. Or was that, no, that was Duncan Moreland that hit him. He was just dropped like
he got starched.
Kyle Maglione on the return, stopped by Braden Pratt.
That was an emphatic tackle.
So
Peabody will take over 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line.
So with 5 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the third quarter, Beverly comfortably ahead 28-0 against the Peabody Tanners. Tanners have one wide out to the right. Looks like they're going to be, and number 2 takes the ball. It's a direct snap. That's Colby Terrian. So he's in the backfield now. I don't know whether Yandrushevich is back there or not. We'll see if we can spot him in the backfield. But Angel Paulino is back there, and that's a couple times they've done that. Is they've had a direct snap to number 2, Colby Terrian, and I don't see Yandrushevich.
I don't see him either.
He's not in. He might be injured. He was, and they give it to and he's knocked. Yeah.
Right now, number 2 is.
And that was Serge Malumba there, who was asserting himself here on both sides of the ball here.
Stopped by Merge Malumba. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
So the ball is on the 25-yard line. It's 3rd and 2. And looks like a little mix-up between the quarterback
I think it was intended.
and Angel Paulino and Colby Terrian, but
I think it was a quarterback option, and he just
and
took it
they
himself.
kind of bumped into each other, and then so they do get a first down out of that.
Colby
So
Terrian on the carry.
it's
Good
on
for
the
Panthers first down.
36-yard line for Peabody, and there's Angel Paulino again, and he gets maybe a yard or two. I don't know what happened with Matt Yandrashevich. He's not in the game.
Tackled by Merge Malumbo.
I didn't notice that he was visibly injured. Of course, he could have gone off, and I just didn't notice it.
So it's a second down and actually no gain there. Second down and 10 on the 36-yard line for the Peabody Tanners. They have one wide out to the set. It looks like they're just going to. It looks like they're running the ball. One time, that time they had Dylan Peluso back there with a direct snap.
Colby
So
Terrian with the carry.
I don't know whether they've given up on this game with the absence of their first-team quarterback.
Tackled by Bobby Adams.
Now number 12, Jack Woods, comes in. So they're trying every kind of combination in that backfield. Oh, and here comes Yandrashevich back into the game. Matt Yandrashevich, number 10. He may have been injured there for. They might have been
He
working
had the
on him.
wind knocked out of him or something.
Yeah.
And that can be discouraging, I will say that.
So it's a third down and 6 on the 40-yard line. And Yandrashevich, like he was back for and he pulls. Look, he's pulling and pulling.
Yeah, he's the most effective runner.
Yeah,
hands down.
I can't believe he stayed on his feet that way. He dragged those guys 12 yards.
Yeah, you just keep your legs moving.
Yeah. Well, his blocker kept pushing him.
And
that's I don't know if that's a penalty. But that's really what was happening there. But anyway, it's a first down and 10 for Peabody at the 47-yard line of Beverly.
I would think that this whole thing about just pounding it on the ground is just playing into Beverly's hands. It's taking time off the clock.
They come out with a three wide men set on the right, one wide man on the left, and Yandrashevich, and he keeps the ball again. He's looking for running room, and he kind of slips down to the turf for no gain.
Yandrashevich with the carry, tackled by Clayton McAlpine.
Yeah, and he kind of gave Clayton a pat on the shoulder there. Nice tackle. So don't tackle me that hard next time.
Don't do that again.
Yeah, McAlpine is just a monster at his linebacker spot. He's put some hits on the opposing players here during the course of the season. So that's no gain on that play. So it's a second down and 10. Minute and 9 seconds, and the clock running here. In the third quarter, they come out again with that same set. 3 wide men right, 1 wide man left. And sooner or later, he's got to fake that and throw the ball. Now he gives it to Angel Paulino, and he escapes one tackler, but then he's put back. Maybe a 3 or 4 yard gain there on that long sweep to the right. They didn't get much. A lot of running on that.
Yeah, he went a long way sideways. Huh?
Yeah.
Tackled by Duncan Moreland and Colton Petrosino.
And it's a third down and, let's say, 4, 5 for Peabody. And
third down, 5 for Peabody.
And they got 2 wideouts to the left. They got a man in motion to the left, number 7. And it's a fumble.
Oh.
Fumble. Oh.
Bad snap.
Bad snap, and he muffed the ball. And poor Yandrashevich there. They've had a hard time. A lot of between the center and the quarterback. That's happened 5 or 6 times during this game here. That one time it hit the man that was in motion, and then there was a high snap on a punt.
That's what this
where
one
they
was too.
So
he had to reach up for it and didn't get it.
That took them out of potentially going for it on 4th down, and now they'll have nope. What's going on now? Where are they marking it? Or was that a 4th down? What's going on here? Is it Beverly's ball? No, I'm confused. Oh, it's the end of the quarter. I'm sorry. Yeah, the end of the quarter. So they got to reposition the ball.
I'm gonna say that's an odd penalty mark off.
I think your play-by-play announcer was asleep on that one. Yeah, the referees were doing strange things with the yard markers, but I see here it's the end of the quarter, so they were trying to find out where to position the ball. So it's.
Well, we're down to the last 11 minutes. Beverly's definitely in the driver's seat.
I think they got to go. I think they're on the wrong side of the ball. They got to switch the ball now.
Yeah.
On the wrong side of the ball, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fourth down and about 18 and number 22 is Declan Russell back to punt, and we've got Pat Morency back for Beverly. He's on about his own between 25 and 30-yard line. And the punter will see if he, and that's a good snap, and he hits, and that's a high kick. And he takes it looks like it was a block to the back on that one by Peabody. He definitely blocked him in the back. Yeah, personal foul.
Okay. Flags down.
Block to the back, yeah. And so Pat Morency called a fair catch on that one.
And made a nice catch on it, too.
Yeah, he did.
He was running toward the sideline.
What? Against Beverly? What's the penalty? There's no Beverly players back there. No, maybe we're confused. Okay, so it looks like there's a 10-yard penalty against Beverly. I don't know what that was for. Maybe it was Okay, so Beverly will take over.
I don't know. Did they mark off 10 yards, or is that where he caught the ball?
No, they marked off 10 yards. So Beverly has the ball on their own 16-yard line. First and 10 with 10 minutes, 52 seconds left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like there's a Beverly whistle, and there's a timeout Peabody. Timeout Peabody. So Beverly is leading.
We have the raffle winners for the birthday wishes card.
Looks like a very comfortable lead, 28-0 here with
the winner
fourth
of the
quarter
gift
left to play.
Is Al Amorfi. Al Amorfi. Al Amorfi.
Alimony.
Alimony, yeah.
Hey, Matt, I think they had you on that.
Al Amorfi, and the winner of the gym bet.
And it's a give up the middle.
Whoa.
And there's, that was Avila, I believe. Andrew Avila. Looks like he had a hole there. And he gained about 5 or 6 yards on that one. So it's second down for Beverly, 2nd and 5, let's call it, at the 21-yard line.
I like Avila's running ability. I think he's underused. I think they should use him more often, really.
Well, yeah, they try to get him in. He's a senior. He's Beverly's got a lot of those guys. I haven't seen Jayshon Jones in the game yet, but there's another guy there that they've got that is capable of running the ball. Good. And there's Malumba.
Ooh.
And he reverses field.
Broke a tackle. No, go inside.
And he's very close to the first down to about the 25-yard line. He reversed his field and
fumble?
Fumble? What's going on?
I don't know, but Peabody is indicating that they have the ball.
Girls cross country Chipotle.
So
again, the winners of the birthday club, Sal Caruso and Al Amore.
Looks like there was a fumble on the end of that play. And Peabody will get very good field position here at the 24-yard line of Beverly. A lot of times on plays like that where you're reversing your field and the blockers are one side or the other, there's the potential to fumble. But
yeah, you do. You have to tuck the ball in, but there's also the potential to break away.
So Peabody comes out. They have number 9, Dylan Peluso, to the right, and and again they're having trouble with those snaps.
On the carry.
And that was number 2, Colby Terrian, and he muffed the snap from the center, and so that pushes him back about 6 yards. It'll be second down and let's say 16 from the 31-yard line of Beverly. And again, they have that one out to the right. And whoa. He like knifed through there.
He's kind of 50.
Yeah, that was a good run there to get him out from that deep position. So it's a third down and about 7. The ball is right on the 20-yard line. Third down and about 7 for Peabody. And again, they don't have Andrew Sevich. No, here he comes. Comes into the game. No, actually, that's not him. That's Alex Denisco, number 18. So they come up with a set with 2 wideouts on either side, and there's a pass to number 7, and he's down, and that's very close to a first down. He had to get down to the 15, so it's 4th down and 2.
That was a nice
play. 4th down and 2, yeah.
By the quarterback.
That was Colton Cole, number 7. So the ball is on the...
quarterback took a quick step back and whipped it out here to the right flat.
So it's 4th and...
open receiver.
Yeah. 4th and 1 for Peabody.
4th and less than a 1 for Peabody. So this will be a direct snap, and I think he's going to... And there he goes. Yeah, see, a lot of times on those those very, very short yardage plays, the defense plays so close, so up to the line of scrimmage that if you get past them, you get a big gain out of it, which they did at that time. So it's a 1st and goal for Peabody at about the 6 to 5 yard line. And again, number 2, and he pushes and he's down to about the 1 yard line, or is it? It's a touchdown for.
Look from here. Looks like he's
for a touchdown.
So that was Terrian, Colby Terrian, number 2. And well, that time they only had they took the ball over on the Beverly 30-yard line with that fumble, so they didn't have very far to go.
They had a short field too.
So they're going for the point after. It looks like they're going for the kick, and Cam Cruzy, is that number 4? I'm not sure. And it's up. It looks like it's good.
Yeah.
And that's number 1, Austin Leggett. Austin Leggett kicked that extra. So the score is now with 7 minutes and 41 seconds. The score is Beverly 28 and Peabody 7. So Beverly will be getting the kick. What do you think? Onside?
Well, I think that right now the Beverly offense just has to control the ball, make some first downs. Maybe something good will happen and they'll get another touchdown. But really, all they have to do is take time off the clock now with less than 8 minutes to play.
Beverly girls cross country tonight at Chipotle. Thank you.
Put a certain amount, so much urgency on the part of Peabody to score. But if they got no time,
they're 3 scores behind. Yeah, so a long drive here. 4 or 5 first downs, a long drive, take 4 or 5 minutes off. That would kind of seal the game. But again, let's not...
no turnovers, nothing. That will turn the game around. But
there have been quite a few turnovers in this game. When you take a look at it, a lot of them have been 3 or 4 fumbles. One interception by Peabody. So
a lot of plays.
Looks like they're going for a onside. He's putting it up at the hash mark rather than the middle of the field. So that's always an indicator. And Beverly has Jayshon Jones back, number 23, just in case he hits it. No, and he kicks it
to the other side of the field. Yeah,
and it goes out of bounds, and so there'll be a penalty on that since it went out of bounds.
Flag down.
The Peabody man really wanted to get to that ball to maybe get it before it went out of bounds, but I don't know. That was kind of a strange onside. I guess they wanted to hit it in between the up man and the deep guy.
Well, the Beverly defense came to this side of the field because, of course, that's where the kicker was, and he kicked it to the open side of the field, and hoping that they could, what they tried to do, get somebody down there to get on top of the ball because it's a free ball.
So Beverly will take over 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. Is that where the ball went out of bounds? So there's no penalty? I don't know what goes on with something like that. You don't re-kick it?
goes out of bounds, you have a choice. 5 yards from there, went out of bounds, or the 30, or a re-kick.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so they have a number of choices, and that was the best choice for Beverly. They can take the ball at the 30-yard line if it goes out of bounds, or take a 5-yard penalty. And there's, that was a toss.
Batter pass is intended for Avila.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew Avila has limped off the field there. Looks like he jammed his heel or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know whether he injured. I thought he lost his shoe from it. Maybe. Maybe injured his ankle.
Yeah, it looked like when he came down, he jammed his heel or something like that. He's down there, kind of. He's
not happy.
It looks like he's in a lot of pain. Looks like he's in a lot. Hope it's no broken bones or anything like that. But he looks like he's in a lot of agony down there with the trainer down there with him. So it's a 2nd down and 10 for Beverly. Pat Parsons in motion to the right, and it's
keeper.
And it was a keeper, but that got closed up very, very quickly. He faked it to McAlpine and then kept it. Baror did himself. There's another man down, number 42 for, that's Joshua Tanzer, number 42 down for,
Peabody.
It might just be a Charlie horse. The trainer's out there immediately working on his ankle or his. So this is a 3rd down and 8 for Beverly. If they're going to have a long drive here, they better convert this or they're going to have to punt. Yeah, so number 42 is hopping off on his own power. Joshua Tanzer might just be a Charlie horse or
I don't know. He just made it to the sidelines and collapsed, so it might be more serious.
And it looks like Andrew Avila is still down. He's laying on his stomach there. So Beverly comes 3rd and 8, and Pat Parsons goes in motion, and now it's a pitch back, and he's trying to get around the outside, and.
Clayton McAlpine, the ball carrier for Beverly.
So we'll see how far he made it while it's still being in bounds. I don't think he made a 1st down. Probably about 3 or 4 yards shy. He had to get up to the 40-yard line, and the officials are marking it at the 38. We'll see if Beverly goes for it or if they kick. What do you think, Bob?
I think they'll kick.
I think they'll kick too. Yeah, I don't think they want to give them a chance to get another score here.
That's right. Why give it to them when great field position when you can kind of bury them deep in their own end?
Yeah, exactly. So number 3, Kyle Maglione, goes back for Peabody.
Uriel Callis to punt for Beverly.
There's a snap. Oh, and it's blocked.
It was rushed, is what it was. Huh?
Ooh. And Malumba picks the ball up.
It's a 1st down if it counts.
Yeah, I mean, that's a live ball, right? Can you advance that or not? You can. So it's a 1st down for Beverly. No.
1st down for Peabody, I think.
For Peabody, yeah.
Yeah, it's 1st down Peabody.
Yeah, I didn't have a good feeling on that punt there.
No, it was rushed, and Beverly picked it up, but if it had been behind the line of scrimmage, they could have advanced it and retained possession.
So Peabody comes out again. They have the ball on the Beverly 45-yard line. They show a 2-man left set, and it's a pass. Yandushevich is back, and it's broken up beautifully by number 7, and that was Mickey Anderson. That was a nicely thrown ball right there, right in the breadbasket. But Mickey Anderson did a great job in breaking that up.
He is very quietly had a very good game. He's had a couple, 2 or 3 really nice plays.
Going to be 2nd down and 10 from the Beverly 45. 5:51 remaining in the game.
So it's a 2nd down and 10 from the Beverly 45. There's 5 minutes, 51 seconds. A clock stopped on that incomplete pass. And number 18, it's a high ball, and it's intercepted by Malumba. And Malumba running upfield, and he's got advantage. He's going, and he's down to the 34-yard line of Peabody. And that was Merge Malumba with that interception. The ball was a wounded duck.
Oh, it was a fly ball.
It was just a wounded duck out there, had no chance.
Interception by Merge Malumba.
He just picked that off like a little short pop to center field.
That was a real fluff another. It was just hanging up there.
36-yard return from Malumba on that interception.
That when Malumba gets the ball, it's just exciting. He just does not go down easy. He's big, 6'1", 185 pounds.
You got to get a solid hold of him to bring him down.
Yeah. And he's only a junior, so we'll see him next year as well, huh, Bob?
Exciting possibility there.
Cool. And that looked almost like another fumble. It was exchange there between Baror and McAlpine.
It was another fumble.
McAlpine left without the ball, and luckily enough,
Ryan
Barrow jumped on the ball. So it's a second down and about 14 for Beverly. Down, the ball's on the 38-yard line of Peabody. 5 minutes, roughly 5 minutes, 5:05 for the count. The clock running, 5:02, 5:01, 5 minutes left in this game. And it's Pat Parsons on a counter play. There he goes, Parsons. And he's out of bounds at about the 15-yard line or so. Very nice play. That was very well executed play.
Easy Parsons, the ball carrier for Beverly.
And it's down. It's like about the 14-yard line, just inside the 15. So very nice play. Parsons was just chugging there at the end.
He had a lot of room. Boy, that side of the field was just vacant.
Yeah, that was a good fake there on the behalf of. They sold that very well. Made it look like it was going to the other side. Parsons had come in motion and stopped. And there's a gift to McAlpine.
The ball carrier.
And he gets Clayton McAlpine into a big pile of defensive men at about the 12-yard line. He'll give it maybe down to the 12 or 13 where they spot the ball. They spot the ball at about the 11. So it's hard for us to tell here because we got a very deep angle looking down here. The yard markers look like they're really one on top of another.
From the Peabody 11-yard line.
So it's at the 11-yard line. It'll be a second down and 7 for Beverly. And they bring the team out. Duncan Moreland wide out to the left. McAlpine in back of Barrow. And it's a gift to McAlpine, and McAlpine fights down near the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. They're trying to just keep the ball on the ground, get to work the clock. 3 minutes, 14 seconds, clock running. So it's a third down and about 4 for Beverly.
It's going to be 3rd and 3 from the Peabody 7.
They've got Duncan Moreland. I wouldn't be surprised to see a slant over from.
Let's get some space over there, certainly.
And it's down to about the 6-yard line.
With the carry.
Not much gain on that.
About a 4th and 2, maybe.
Let's see where they're marking it. They're marking about the 7-yard line, so that may be a yard gain on that. So Beverly can still get a first down at about just inside the 5-yard line. They can get a first down. So 2 minutes and 12, 2 minutes 11 seconds. The clock is running.
4th and 3.
Yep, a first down here would be definitely the end of the game.
Long count. He's trying to. Oh, it might be too long.
Too much time, I think.
Too long of a count. Yeah, he's trying to draw him off sides, but he. So what's happening here? It's 4th down. Did they intend to?
It's going to be what, 4th and 8? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I guess Barrow was trying to get him to, he was a long count there, trying to get him off sides, but he was a little bit too long and got too much time. So it's 4th down and 8. The ball is just outside the 10-yard line, call it the 11-yard line.
Don't get Mullen out here. The only split man that they've got.
Yep, and they give to McAlpine, but he goes nowhere.
McAlpine, the ball.
Well, I thought, why would they
Just
what do I know? Minute 25.
I get Peabody buried inside their 10 or wherever they are, though. Hard to tell from here.
So Peabody will take over 1st down and 10 on their own.
With less than a minute and a half left.
Looks like their own 10-yard line, just over the 10. Minute 25 left. Beverly leading 28-7. And I'm glad to see that Andrew Avila is up and walking on his own power. He's walking a little gingerly, but he seems to be okay. So here's the... There's a long pass. Oh, almost. Yeah.
Would have been a tough catch.
Yeah, but Duncan Moreland was the closest. Yeah, he was looking over his shoulder. That would have been a sensational interception by Duncan Moreland had he pulled it off.
But he did have a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, the length, these quarterbacks, under pressure like that probably can't get the ball out more than 30, 35 yards.
They've got to get the ball off. They don't have time to wait for the receiver to get open deep. They've got to just chuck it.
And it up the middle, and he's brought down almost immediately, maybe about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Clock is running with 1:10, 9. And this might be the last play of the game here coming up. It's a 3rd down and 8 for Peabody. They're in no hurry to get to snap the ball. So this will probably be the last play of the game. They're just...
Yeah, the Peabody coaches have figured out that they don't have any 30-point plays that they can get off in the last 40 seconds.
So 43, 42, 41. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to run up the middle here. They got a tight formation going. Let's see what happens. 33 seconds left in the game. And number 2 is in motion, and he gets a handoff around the left-hand side, and he's down.
The carry.
No gain there. That'll be the last play of the game. So that was a very 13 seconds, 12, and
that'll be the last play.
And that was a very satisfying win there for the Beverly Panthers.
Final score: Beverly 28.
So here at Herd Stadium in Beverly, Massachusetts, the final score between the home team Beverly Panthers and the visiting Peabody Tanners. Beverly 28, Peabody 7. A very, very nice game, well played. A lot of mistakes there, a lot of turnovers, fumbles, but it's a satisfying win for Beverly nevertheless. Bob?
I think it turned out to be more dominant than I thought. I through the first, almost all of the first half, really, it was just what I thought. It would be very evenly played by two well-matched teams, but then Beverly scored twice right at the end of the first half, took control of the game. In the second half, they just, I don't want to say dominated, but they were in control all the way, really.
Yeah. So the Beverly Panthers moved to 4-3 on the season with a very nice win. A win over Danvers last week, win over Peabody this week, which has got to be, put a lot of wind in their sails. So I think this sets them up for the last couple of games here before the playoff.
I think the next game is a playoff game, isn't it? Because the next regularly scheduled game is Thanksgiving against Salem.
So we'll have to see what happens in the. Okay, here we go. As you can see here, Lynn English is 5-1. Tewksbury. These are the overall records. Beverly. Well, this hasn't been updated yet because it only shows Beverly at 3-3. But let's take a look at the. I don't know if our
I think
producer.
The next game will be a playoff game, and to tell you the truth, I think whoever's going to be playing Beverly has to be a little bit worried because Beverly is just starting to peak pretty well. This being the seventh game of the season, they really came last week and this week. They've really asserted themselves and become
now we have
a strong team.
Yeah. And thank you to our director Robert Dokes, who has put up Beverly 4-3 now. So you can see here that we're only one win away from Lynn English showing 5-1, Danvers 5-2. So we'll see what happens in the playoff part of the season now. But this has been a very good game here from a beautiful Herd Stadium in Beverly, Massachusetts. The Beverly players out in front of around their coach, happily celebrating the game. So I
think that what we should do, really, we should offer free cider and donuts for anybody who can come in and explain the playoff system, because I can't.
Well, I think the cider and donuts would go uneaten and undrunk because. Anyway, from Herd Stadium, this is the Beverly Sports Network. And I'd like to thank our producer and director, Robert Dokes, and our cameraman, Mark Lehman, and for myself, Walt Kosmowski, and my sidekick, Bob Hobbs.
And thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this.
So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.